Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. Wow, starts with a bingo. Fantastic start for him. And, well, my rack is fairly bingo-y, all bingo-y tiles, but some duplicates. And I can't see a 7 with this rack. So how about the floaters? And it's probably going to be the consonants which yield a bingo. Can't see anything with the L. How about the N? Well, that's possible. Can't see anything with the R or the S. So what about the N? Orgonies and Orogens are good, but they're not bingos. I've got the Goa ending. I've got the Neo prefix. Okay, I'm not seeing anything. So a play of Goo or Ego would leave a decent rack leave. Do either of those play? Or just a play of OE? So I can play Goo here, which interrupts the double-double possibility. I am behind, so I do want to keep the good floaters available. Can I do better than 10 points for Goo? Well, I think this rack leave's fairly good, so I'm going to go with this. Great, I have ethers, heaters, and reheat, so hopefully one of those will play. And opponent does finally play after a very long time, just 12 minutes left on his clock. I have heteras in column 6, which remains available. There is now a double-double lane in row E, but I couldn't see a play in column 8 through the E, so I don't think there is one there. How about the L? That would get doubled. I have halteres. Do I play that, sticking the S in column 15? 82 points. And heteras here for 76, so I'm sacrificing 6 points to avoid halteres, and I think I'm happy to do that. So 76 for heteras. Not good. Long way from a bingo. However, I do have 2 vowels to go with the Z, and they're the best vowels to go with the Z. Through an I would have Capiz. The I of Ilex is not available. Now, one thing I didn't mention was that Ilexes takes an S in front, so I could have played heaters and silexes. But that wouldn't have scored hugely more than heteras, and it would have opened up row A, so I'm still happy with my play. Now I've got Zar and Zar in column 5 for over 40 points, which is good. Just 9 points between us, but an opponent on turn. Double-double lane available in row E. And I've got a D for an ED ending. But I can't see a play which is a double-double. Can't see a 5-letter play beginning ZI. I would have Zodiac through an I, but that's been blocked by heteras, and it wouldn't have reached the double word square. Great, just 26 points for my opponent. If I played Zap in row B, Zo takes an A and a D in front, and I would be retaining the D, but 3 Ds and a ton of A's out there. And it's just over 40 points, which is the same as I'd get in column 5 for playing Tsar. I'm hesitating about playing Tsar because the rack lever is so dreadful, CDGOP. So I'm just wondering if there's something better. I have cash, but that doesn't get doubled. And I was looking for a play in column 5, something AZ or AZO. Well, I do have AZO, but that still leaves a dreadful rack lever of CDGP, so be good to find something better. I just don't have any decent words to play down here. Pos doesn't play, which is a shame, because ot isn't good. I could play Zep, 28 points. Don't like that. 15 minutes on my clock. So where else on the board should I be looking? I think I'm going to play Tsar and just play through this 46 points, and I am retaining one vowel, so I probably won't need to change, and I do have scoring tiles, and this really gives nothing away. Opponent can't really score much off the Z, maybe a short play in column 7, and that option would be open to me as well. So Tsar for 46. Okay, not the worst possible pickup, but close. However, I've got Gowd over the top of pillow. And I'm not sure I do have anything in column 7. Well, I suppose dip is the best I've got, keeping CGW. What about a play in column 11? I've got the I for going after the X, which I've just drawn. I can't see anything which really sorts the rack out. So at the moment, Gowd is the best I've seen. But that's pretty dangerous since A and E can go in front of the G. But I think sorting the rack out has a higher probability than opportunities offered to my opponent. The E of loners and of Ilexes available for bingos. The E probably the most useful floater to have in terms of finding a bingo. I could play Gowd just through the O, so in column 12, keeping the O, but that would score significantly less. I have an 11-point lead. Still both blanks to come, with the bag nearly half depleted, so that would suggest that turnover of tiles is a better thing than it otherwise would be. So 25 points for my opponent, that's good, not very much. Do I play Gowd? I think I do. It's an okay score, and it's the only play I've seen which sorts the rack out. What about a play in row C ending ED? I could play Podge. What about Kaupt? £32 points if it's good, and it may take an S in front. I'm going with this. I have the J. So I have G-ing on my rack. I think Kaupt may take an S in front. It does. So the board's suddenly becoming a little more volatile. Can't see anywhere for G-ing apart from face value through the E of loners. The M, really not helpful. Now what I can do is play G here, which is a decent score, 38 points. It's obstructing column 15. And the rack leave isn't a disaster since the I is the only vowel I'm keeping, and I am keeping ing, so I'm going with this. Great. I have a blank, and this looks close to a bingo. I have ribbing, and I have bursing, but doesn't quite fit for scalped. And I haven't seen anywhere for ribbing to play. I also have bribing. Column 12 is the bingo lane for bingos which hook EN. Great, just 16 points for my opponents. I've got in bring on my rack. Now, do I have something through the E? Maybe a word beginning BE and ending ing. Not that I can see. Now, the A of beam is also available. Not seeing anything there. I've got the IM prefix. Not seeing anything. I don't think misbring is good. It's not. So, what to do? I really don't want to miss a bingo. And I don't think I'm going to, because I think briaring is good. I think it's good. And that would be 73 points. It's not good. That's a shame. Maybe it's briared, which is good. So I have BR and ing, and then I have IR blank. Nope, not seeing anything, so 11 minutes on my clock. I really don't want to miss one here. So what are the hooks for EN? D, E, G. Now I've got a G. No good. S. Nope. That's all. I've exhausted the M, I think. I have Aborigine. Which may come off, but I think it's good, and I think it takes an E and an S, so this is a pretty volatile play. 62 points. Which means if I could score 30 odd points without burning the blank, I may be advised not to play this. But I can't see any big spots for scoring, so I'm going with this. Well, at least it is a bingo that goes down, and I'm now a bingo ahead, so if opponent comes back with a bingo, we'll be level. But this rack is pretty atrocious. 2 S's still to come, and I have in mind the scalped hook. I do have the Y, which is a quasi-vowel, so this isn't an insta-change. And at the moment, there's the I of Aborigine. But I'm not seeing anything through that, getting one of my premium tiles on the double letter square. Well, I guess I have frit. 33 points, definitely better than changing. Let me check the vowel situation. 19 out of 41, so it's a balanced bag. However, 3 of those vowels are U's, which are less useful. Just 7 minutes on my opponent's clock. And still 4 E's to come, and Aborigin does take an E. And there's not much I can do about that on this turn. Except maybe play ferry or refry through the E. So at the moment it's just frit. Opponent's gone there, which is okay. He hasn't scored hugely, just 31 points, so I'm still 30 points ahead. What to do? I could play fry and fen. But I'd like to be playing off more tiles. And the trouble with... well, actually it's not a trouble. Ferry only sticks a Y in this double-double row and it doesn't take anything after it. But look at the score, 11 points, retaining the V. But I am taking out this E. I am taking out row L as a bingo lane, so those are 2 good things about this play. And I haven't seen anything better, I'm going with it. Wow, I draw 3 vowels, so it's a more balanced rack, but K, U and V not great. But I do have an E for making Aborigine, so I could just play vote, which would be really nice. It would be killing the board. Apart from column 1. Just 50 points in front at the moment. And we've still got the Q to come and 2 U's unseen. Nothing goes in front of EWE. So there's no 3-letter play at the top right. Vutty is good, so if the Aborigine spot is taken, I could play Vutty onto the Y. And that would certainly sort the rack out. EKO is an okay rack leave. It's vowel heavy, but when you've got a scoring tile like the K, one of the really high scoring ones, then vowel preponderance much less of a problem. So opponent plays Moy for just 10 points, and that is ominous. That suggests he's maybe holding on to a 5-letter powerhouse. So, is vote the best I can do? It's 25 points, which is okay. It's really killing. Slightly problematic in retaining the U with U's to come. But I don't mind retaining the K, which goes well with the Y. I'm going with this. Wow, that's bad, and that reinforces my impression that opponents maybe got a big rack, and he hasn't played it yet. Just 24 points. Scout is the real danger zone. Row L is now a bingo lane, but only for a 3-tile overlap. And column 12 available with the O in exactly 5th place. I'm not too worried about that. Well, having retained the U, I'm now glad I did, because it's the only vowel I have. I don't have anything which goes in front of IO. And I'm thinking about trying to block a column 1 bingo. Maybe a play in row F, 5-letter play ending OE. Can't see one. 8 minutes on my clock. 17 tiles in the bag. I can't play parallel to Fumi. I've got nothing to go underneath the F. I could play a word beginning KU, but I don't have such a word. Maybe I should change. Look at this, I've got a U for going underneath the G, but I don't have any... Well, I've got tut. Should I play that? Is that better than changing 11 points, keeping DKLV? I don't think it is. It's not blocking anything. 7 minutes on my clock. Do I change? It's tempting. But if I chuck everything back, there's a good possibility I could draw the Q. Opponent didn't have the Q because he wouldn't have played off his U. And I don't have a lot of time. I'm going to change. Just looking at the remaining vowels. 11 out of 24. I'm just wondering whether to retain a T or jettison the lot. And I'm going to keep one T. It would be useful for cat. I draw the Q. I've got the I and the N for chin. And this is dangerous because my lead's only 38 points and opponent could be about to bingo in column 1. Oik is good. Just thinking about last turn whether I could have played across, but I don't think I had any plays ending with K. Lon, I've got Chi and Gi. Wow, that's good and that's unlikely to be blocked. But what if it is? Can't see anywhere else for the Q. I don't have an A, otherwise I could play caddy. So, critical moment, will this Chi spot remain available? And I can't see anywhere for chin, which is a shame since I've got duplicate N. And no floating A's for cat, but with 4 to come, opponent might stick one out there. G'd and G are good, as is G's and G's. So a 2-letter play could score in the order of 20 points. Just 3 minutes on my opponent's clock with 17 tiles in the bag. What's he done? Aal for just 14 points. Wow, I don't think I've got any alternative but to play Chi. Well, that's good. I draw an E. And I've got a Y for going after the F. So I have Netley, but that not quite enough spaces for that. Chi has not blocked any bingos which hook cowped. Now my E can go underneath the F as well as the Y. I have Netty. I think that's good. It is, and the nice thing about it is that having played Chi, Netty is not setting up a column 1 bingo lane. Let me look at the remaining vowels. 8 out of 20. And 2 U's, so opponent could have a big Q play in column 2. My lead's pretty slender, it's just under 60 points, so a bingo would project my opponent into the lead. If an opponent doesn't bingo, but he sets up yet another bingo lane, this is quite a bingo-y board now. But the remaining tiles not too bingo-y. One thing I like about Netty is it's burning off 5 tiles, so it's expediting the end of the game. I'm going with this. Pretty good. Pretty good. It's balanced. It's not bingo-y, but I should be able to score with it. And look at this, I've got the S for scalped. So Hask may be good. It is. Wow, that's a massive play. And if opponent doesn't go there and doesn't bingo elsewhere, it could guarantee the win. And just 2 minutes on my opponent's clock. But if he does bingo in column 1, Well, it's going to be a tricky situation because although the board is bingo-y with my opponent's plays, there aren't any other good scoring spots that I've seen, and I've only got 5 minutes left. Opponent does bingo, but wow, this is interesting because it's very interesting because look at this. He's only got 6 tiles on his rack and they're pretty horrible. Pretty horrible. So if I play Hask, let me look at the scores. We're neck and neck, just 2 points between us. Hask is 63 points. Can I then go out with Len? I'm just noting maybe there are alternative plays in column 1 which have the H. I have shaken. Maybe that's better. Keeping just the L. But can I go out in 2 places with Len? Not sure I can. Can't see anything ending in A. Well, 5 minutes on my clock, which is plenty with the bag empty. Let me see what shaken scores. That's 66, which is a big score. It guarantees the win for sure. But I still would like to play the best I can. So do I have 2 places for L? I have La and I have L. This is a winning play. So the other thing to think about is opponent can't use this spot, the Hask spot, and I'm not sure he can even block it. So maybe I should be playing in row O. So I could play shaken there, but that would be for a lot less. No, I don't think my opponent can score massively in row O, and I'd quite like to get this column 1 play made because it does guarantee the win. So where can I play my L for maximum score? I've got oil for 3. Might as well do this fairly systematically. Lead for 4. Wow, hadn't thought about playing up there. Nice play by my opponent. Alp for 5. 3 minutes on my clock. Lid for 4. Gilt for 5. Load for 5. Yeah, I don't think I've seen anything more than 5. 3 minutes left. Plenty of time. And the final score, 389 to my opponent, 439 to me, a winning margin of 50 points, so a huge win. Let's see what I missed. Opponent says you blocked my Adamsite. Did I? Where? Okay, we'll come to that. So, history. That was quite nail-biting at the end, so fantastic opening rack for my opponent. Excellent. Right, so opponent plays loners, and I had this rack. Great, I didn't miss a bingo. What did I do? I played Goo for a 10. I could have got 8 more points for Gore. Running along the bottom of loners. Goo keeps Rose. Let me just go back. Goo keeps Seer, S-E-E-R. So how does Seer compare to EOS? It is better. Is it 8 points better? Well, I think it's probably at least 5. So it's close, and if moves are close, I prefer the ones with better rack leaves. Opponent plays Ilexes, and now B4, this is the Reheats and Silexes play. Holteres was the one I chose not to play. And then I go with Heteras for 76, and I still like that, although Reheat's scoring 10 more points, possibly better. But it's sticking an A underneath this triple word score, so I stand by Heteras. Trahalos, that's nice. Through the LO, not quite a double-double, and I think it takes an S, so... And it scores less than Heteras. but it's always fun to see the 9-letter plays. Not a great rack for my opponent. He plays pillow, and I was struggling with this rack. Thought about Azo, didn't like it. Played Tsar for 46 and nothing obviously better, but coased maybe. C3. Yeah, coased. Possibly better. That rack leave is a lot more tractable than after Tsar. Opponent plays done, and I'm struggling. So this is where I play Kaupt, and I like it. It sorts the rack out in one. However, Daup for 37, 5 more points, retaining the C. Oh, well, sticking the P in the middle of column 15, I stand by my play. Opponent plays Beam, and now I have G for 38. I'm just waiting for my opponent's Adamsite rack to pop up. I'll go back and find it if I overlook it. It wasn't this rack. He plays IO, so was he retaining a powerhouse? Yes, he was. AEIST is massive. So he played IO. I had this rack. I thought I'd found a bingo with Briaring. I didn't. Oh my word, look at this. Wow, what a miss. I bingoed, but what a miss. I did not contemplate hooks for G at this time. Look at that, 169 points for brimming. Wow, that is painful. That is more painful than missing Adamsite, I am sure. Oh, but no, because Adamsite would also have been a triple-triple. Gosh, and it was Aborigin which blocked it. Wow, what a miss. That is huge. So, I play Aborigin. It just goes to show you need to actually really focus on what the hooks are. I discounted that as a triple-triple lane. I felt G was obstructing that. Okay, so I play Aborigin for 62, but what else was available apart from the double doubles? In Brewing, ooh, yep, should have seen that through the M for 86. Briming isn't a bingo, but retains the blank, so would probably have been better than Aborigin. Briefing, E8. Ah, so there was something through the R. Bemiring, 8G. Through the E. Berhyming, rebiting. Okay, there were bingos available. Fortunately, I found one of them. And let's go back. This is my opponent's Adamsite play. Okay, I feel his pain. Let's see what his options are. Wow, he had Radiates down from the R, and he didn't play it. So, a missed bingo. Plays Dieter for 31. And now I have a slender lead. I don't think that rack leave can be the best play. So although I've got 11 fewer points, is the rack leave after Ferry. Oh wow, Very is good. That certainly would have been better than Ferry. But after Ferry, KTV is KTV 18 points better than KRRTV? It might be. And if I'd played Very, I would have kept FKT. Is FKT 18 better than this rack leave? Again, it may be. So I play Ferry. Opponent plays Moy, so let's have a look. Again, he's retaining a massive rack with AEIMS. My rack, and I thought about Vati and I preferred Vote. Maybe Vati would have been better because opponent can't bingo to make Aborigine. So it's not a huge spot. Anyway, I play Vote. And look at this, my poor opponent, he kept AEIMS and he drew F and U. Painful. He plays Fumi. And I'm not feeling good at this rack with this rack, and I think I change Volk K12. I don't like that because it takes an S. So yeah, I change and I like that. Play Zani. Wow, where's that? L1. overlapping Fumi. Tricky one to see, although it is high probability. Opponent plays Arl. And now I have Chi for 34. Horrible Rackley, but good to get rid of the Q. And opponent has some column 1 bingos, which he doesn't play. Plays instead DI? Why would you do that from this rack? Well, I guess the reason is maybe he didn't know the capped front hook. Quite possible. And then, but other than that, there's row L, so everything down here, it looks like the only playable bingos were column 1, so if you don't know the capped front hook, you're not going to consider that column. So a bit of a let-off for me. Opponent plays DI. Now A7, litter onto the A. I prefer Netty. Why do I prefer Netty? I'm not sure, because Netty isn't blocking any bingo lanes. I guess it's turning over more tiles, just. And it's not retaining a duplicate N, and it scores more, so yeah, I think I prefer Netty. Again, a bunch of column 1 bingos, but other bingos as well. So at this point, my opponent is in the lead by 2 points, but the game is over. He's only got 6 tiles on his rack, and I'm going out in 2 to win. So I have shaken for 66, also thought about Hask, Canets at 07. Okay, that's quite nice, running underneath minuets for 60 points, but shaken looks best. Opponent plays Guava, and finally 5 for gilt was the best. So, what a game! I thought it was going to be a repeat of the previous game, with my opponents starting off with a bingo, and then I was hitting some pretty tragic racks in the middle of that game. But it had a different outcome to the previous game, but again, nonetheless full of drama and misses, with the triple miss in column 15 and opponent missing the front hook of Count in column 1 and also missing Radiate. So big misses on both sides, and at the end of that bruising encounter I've emerged as the winner. So absolutely rip-roaring, nail-biting stuff. I hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.